I recently changed my motorhome for a much smaller camper van, and I needed to mount an antenna on it. Unfortunately, got a fiberglass roof, so I thought, well, what is the options? And one of the options would be to use a whip antenna on the roof, but not in the normal way. I decided to use the Yaesu Micro FTX-25, which is a manually tuned telescopic whip. The antenna comprises 3 whip sections which screw together with a screwdriver form of base-loaded whip, and the total length when assembled is approximately 2 meters. The base connection is an SO239 right-angled, and if I turn it round you can see here that it's got a socket at the bottom which fits a standard camera tripod. Resonance is achieved by manually sliding the coil up and down, or for fine adjustment you can rotate it to give yourself a very accurate point of resonance. I've got a Manfro tabletop tripod which has got a standard tripod connector on the top, and for extra stability I can pull these legs out like this. Each leg comes out and that gives it extra stability. And then it's just a matter of screwing it on like this, and I found that it makes quite a steady support. So I think as regards to support, that should do the trick. Now the idea was to connect a short length of coax from the hatch mount to the base of the antenna. Let me explain how I anticipated it should work. Here's our mobile whip, the FTX-25, with a base loading coil there, and that's the point where we connect the coax. So we connect our coax, and this coax goes all the way back to our transceiver there. Now, I've inserted, or I've attached this coax, short run of coax, to a hatch mount there. That's the hatch mount on the back of the vehicle. That hatch mount is connected to the metalwork of the vehicle, or the hatch on the back of the vehicle, and effectively that means to say the vehicle acts as a form of ground plane or earth plane. That there is the vehicle chassis or metalwork, and we've got this short length of coax. There's about 20 centimetres or 30 centimetres of coax going from the base of the antenna to the hatch mount. So the earth side that we would normally have connected to the hatch mount is actually run down this short length of coax before it reaches the hatch mount. So you've got about 30 centimetres of braiding on the outside of the coax going to the hatch mount there. The hatch mount is connected to the vehicle. The vehicle acts as a very, very effective ground plane, and the coax cable carries on to the transceiver. So all we've done is we've shifted the base of the antenna a little bit away from the direct connection to the hatch mount, and it relies on about 30 centimetres of coax to the hatch mount. The 30 centimetres is not critical, it's just it's best to keep it as short as you can. 30 centimetres, 40 centimetres, doesn't really matter. The shorter the better, but it's got to be practical. This is the antenna mounted on my vehicle. We've got a bit of wind today actually, it's quite stable, so I think it'll be fine in a modest wind. And got the coax cable, short bit of coax cable, it's about 40 centimetres long I guess, and that goes down to the hatch mount there. And I'm really, as I said before, relying on all the metal here. That short length of coax cable, the outer sheathing goes to the hatch mount there, and that hatch mount is connected to all this metalwork here. There is a connection between this and the main body of the vehicle, and also capacity connection. Whether there is a good DC connection or not doesn't really matter. It's the capacity formed by this big sheet of metal to the outer skin of the vehicle here, and that is what gives you the good earth as it happens. And as you've seen some of the VSWR, I've seen at least one VSWR curve, it's very, very good. So the whole idea seems to work, that if you've got a fiberglass top to your vehicle, you can use this sort of tripod connection here, and the whole system seems to work. And as I said at the outset, this is the FTX-25. It's the manual screwdriver antenna by Yaesu. I've used it now quite a lot of times, and it works extremely well. A news item, we've got the 10-metre Titan back in stock. I think it's 40 watts output, £139. Check our website, it's a bargain. So I hope this actually gives you some ideas about how you can operate portable. Even if you've got one or two problems with fiberglass tops or whatever, there's usually a way of overcoming it. I tend to like to operate like this rather than put out lots of wire. I find that the performance of a mobile whip with all this metal, lovely earth car body, works pretty well. And if you want to get better signals, then really you need to run out quite a lot of wire. This is really a system that you can very quickly put up, take down, and off you go. And if it rains, well, you can be sitting inside there and not worrying about all the rain and the masts and that you've put up, and you've got to take them down and get wet, etc., etc. If you want to be a bit more conventional, this same idea of this tripod will sit on the ground here, and you haven't got to worry about putting in an earth stake or anything like that, and just runs from radials. Generally speaking, it's the quantity of radials that matter rather than the length of the radials. So even short radials, perhaps 2.5 meters long, perhaps 8 or 9 of them, that will do. You don't actually need a large quantity of radials to make a vertical work. It will work quite happily with just a few radials. If you've got a fiberglass roof, then give it a try. It worked extremely well. I think if it was windy, I'd want to put a weight on the tripod base, but apart from that, I couldn't see any problem at all. And it does prove that even if you've got a fiberglass roof, you can work static mobile. If you've got a hatch mount and obviously some metal work somewhere on the vehicle. And I do enjoy actually messing about with antennas and looking at various problems and trying to solve them. I'm sure it's not the best solution, but it's a solution, and I'm sure you can come up with some similar solutions. I do like the ATAS-25, the Yaesu ATAS-25. It works extremely well. It's a pity it hasn't got a conventional PL259 base to it. I did actually try using a right angle adapter and so forth, but mechanically it wasn't very satisfactory. By far and away, the tripod method for me was the quick, simple and effective answer. So there we are. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you for your support on this channel. It's much appreciated. Don't forget to press the subscribe button, and don't forget we've got bundles offers on our website. They seem to be growing by the day. Well, in fact, that's the plan. Apparently there's going to be a new bundle every day on our website, and don't worry, it's cumulative. The bundle that went up on the beginning of May will still be there till the end of May. Don't forget, by the way, the Yaesu cashback that ends just the end of this month as well, and the Yaesu FT710, that really is a great transceiver. Check it out on our website. You'll find that we've also got a bundle deal there. From memory, I think you get a free power supply, and you get a free Yaesu baseball cap, and you get £85 cash back from Yaesu. It's an incredible offer, so don't miss out on that one, because we're not too far away from the end of May there now, and if you let it slip you might forget about it, and then come June you'll think, oh gosh, I wish I'd have taken advantage of it. Thank you for your support once again. You take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.